I used to be that person who said I could never read on an e-reader. Like I was convinced nothing could ever replace a physical book. The smell of paper, the feeling of flipping a page, stacking books on my nightstand like trophies. But then I got a Kobo and now I'm kind of reading everywhere. So today let's have a cozy little chat about paperbacks versus e-readers, the pros and the cons. From someone who loves both but will always have a soft spot for physical books. If you don't know me, my name is Tanya. Welcome to my channel. I'm building a small community of readers where we can share our honest thoughts and opinions without being judged. So if this is something you want to be part of, I hope you stick around. The two freebies that I created for you, the November reading tracker and the book bingo card, will be in the description, so feel free to download it at any time. I'm still doing the book bingo challenge with you guys. I just haven't had time to vlog yet, but I do have the 3 vlogs up already. I'm gonna have it pop up somewhere here. Now, if you're watching this, you probably have already your own opinion about this debate. Maybe you're team physical books, or maybe you're that person who can't stop flexing how many books you can fit in your Kindle library. Either way, I lived on both sides, and trust me, both have their pros and cons. Let's start with the one that started it all, physical books. There's nothing like holding an actual book. The texture, the weight, the smell. Don't lie, you've smelled your books. So I'd say there's at least 4 pros, and let's list them. The first one being the sensory experience. Reading a physical book feels grounding. It pulls you into the story. When I'm holding a book, I'm not just reading it. I feel like I'm living in it. Every crease, every page, every worn out corner, it all tells a story. And it feels magical. You can escape into any world you'd like. The second pro is the aesthetic factor. Let's be honest, they're just pretty. They make your bookshelves look magical. Your room looks instantly cozier, and reading with a cup of coffee in hand hits differently when there's a real book involved. It's the reason why everybody films themselves while they read, on vacation, at home, they post it on Pinterest, on TikTok. It's aesthetic. The third pro is no distractions. With a physical book, there's no screen glow, there's no notifications, there's no battery percentage taunting at you that it's at 2%. It's just you and the words. You can get lost in that world for hours, and nothing will break your focus. The last pro is the sentimental value. You remember which book you read on vacation, which book you read when you were dying sick at home, which book you read with a friend. It all creates these memories. You can write notes in it, you can lend it to a friend, and then you can pick it up years later and find your old notes. There's something deeply human about that. Like, I'm not big on annotating, highlighting, and all of that, but I do have a reading journal. And the other day when I picked this up to see what I wrote about falling like leaves, it instantly took me back to the story. Because in the notes, I wrote down the characters that made me laugh the most, the key moments that stood out to me, and it all takes you back to the time when you read the book the first time. But okay, let's be honest, as much as I love my physical books, they're not perfect. There's still a few cons. The first one being they take up a lot of space. Like, a lot of space. The shelves are crying, even though mine is not even filled up. I try to read mostly on my e-reader, but if you catch me at a bookstore or a thrift store, I'm coming back home with 5 new books, and I fear that one day I will have nowhere to put them. The second con is they're not exactly travel friendly. If you're going on a trip, you could probably bring 1 or 2 or maybe 3 if you're brave, but your luggage will hate you for it, and your hands too, while you carry it all over Italy as you walk around and look at the beautiful Rome. Whenever I want to go somewhere to read at a cafe or go see a friend and I don't want to take my car, first of all, there's the issue of which book I'm taking with me. Because I'm definitely not taking all 5, but also I can't take 1 because what if I don't feel like reading that one and I want to read that one but I don't have it with me? Yeah. But when I do finally choose the book that I'm taking with me, then I look at it and I'm like, okay, which bag is this book gonna fit in? What if I buy something? Can I place something else in this bag? And there's so many thoughts going in my head and I just go crazy. But regardless, none of those things has ever stopped me to take a book with me, so it's okay. Now the third issue is the lighting issue. I mean, obviously your book doesn't glow at night. Have you ever tried reading at night without good lighting? It's either your hand will hurt from turning on your flashlight or you're gonna end up scrolling on your phone. I love the little lights they sell for reading. I've never tried one and I don't know if it works. I'm afraid my eyes will burn. I would still probably have to turn on a lamp and have like dim lights in my room. But if anyone here has used it, please let me know in the comments if you've ever read in pitch black, just that little light on your book, and if it ever worked. So yes, physical books are magical, but they're not always practical. Now let's talk about the thing that surprised me, my Kobo. Before I bought my Kobo, first of all, I was thinking about it for weeks, but then when I finally got it, I was afraid that I'm gonna read it once, throw it somewhere in the drawer, and never pick it up again. But I was so wrong. And there's a few pros that I'd love to share with you. I've been using my Kobo for over a year for sure, maybe almost 2. I'm gonna have to check. First of all, the convenience is unmatched. I can carry hundreds of books in something smaller than my notebook. On vacation, in coffee shops, in waiting rooms, it's always there and it made me read more. The second thing is reading anywhere, anytime. The blacklight feature is elite. I can dim the lights and read in my room. I can read on a plane. I can read in the dark without bothering anyone. It automatically adjusts to your environment, making it easier on your eyes. Before I had my Kobo, I would read on my phone all the time and my eyes would be red, they would be itchy, they would burn, and overall feel heavy. But surprisingly, that doesn't happen with my Kobo. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's because I always read in light now, or maybe it's the light feature adjusts to the environment. I don't know, but my eyes don't burn anymore and that's all that matters. The third pro is instant downloads. You finish a book at midnight and you want to start another one, boom, 2 clicks and you've got it. Dangerous for your wallet, but incredible for your reading streak. Or you could do it like me and borrow books from Libby and not stress about spending too much. The fourth thing is the built-in dictionary and the highlighting. You don't have to pull out your phone and Google a word or jot down a quote. It's all there. When I first discovered this, I was shocked because I'm the type of person I will not read the description. I will not read about the features that my Kobo comes with. I'm just gonna discover it on my own. So when I was reading Throne of Glass, it was my first fantasy book, and I wasn't really understanding a lot of words, especially when they were describing what they were wearing. And once I just pressed on the word and the meaning came up, I was completely shocked. I was like, you're telling me that this feature was here all this time and I just didn't know? But regardless, that was one of my all-time favorite moments. As for highlighting in my Kobo, I'm not really big on that, but when I do, it's the cutest thing ever. And the last pro is comfort. No more hand cramping from holding a 500-page thriller. The Kobo is lightweight and fits perfectly in one hand. And honestly, I love how reading on my Kobo feels private. Like no one knows what you're reading, no cover to judge. It's just you and your story. But okay, let's be honest. There's a few things that I will probably never get over. The first one is no book smell. I literally don't care what anyone says. The lack of a new book smell is a loss. The second thing is it doesn't feel the same emotionally. I don't get the same satisfaction when finishing an ebook. I can't stack it on my shelf. I cannot just flip through it for fun. It's done and gone. I mark it as finished and then it gets lost in my library of books. That's it. The third thing is the distractions. Even though e-readers are distraction free, sometimes I feel like putting my e-reader away and grabbing my phone, especially when I have the pop-up message that my e-reader is low on battery. With a real book, I'm just in it, like I'm not going anywhere. And the last con is the screen factor. Even though it's not like a phone screen, it's still a screen. And sometimes my eyes just want paper. So here's my honest opinion. Nothing will ever replace physical books. But my e-reader, it made me read more and it made reading easier. And honestly, that's what matters most. Actually picking up a book and getting lost in it, whether it's a physical or a digital one. So maybe it's not about choosing one side, it's about having the best of both. Physical books for when you want the real cozy experience, and e-readers for when you want convenience. Because at the end of the day, if you're flipping a page or tapping the screen, we're all doing the same thing. We're falling in love with the stories we read. So tell me in the comments, are you team physical book or are you team e-readers? Or are you like me and you can't choose one? And if you enjoyed this video or it was helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a free way to help my channel grow and expand our little community. I apologize for my voice. I'm still getting over the flu and I'm really tired of it, but there's not much I could do. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon.